his teachings, and it's really somebody that we feel they're like all in. They overcome the odds. They're hardworking,
incredible challenges,
successful, results-oriented. I mean, the results had to be a big factor involved.
Yeah, and the results.
Yeah. And
overcoming.
the first ever award that we gave out for the Invincible Award,
yes.
we went through a lot of people. We
yes.
sat there, we went through, I mean, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
Was actually Dr. Emily LeTran.
That's the truth.
So this is the kind of person that we're dealing with. This girl has gone from refugee to Renaissance woman. That was the branding. That was the book.
I would
so
love
much more
to
is the story.
Paraphrase her story to see how she was the first recipient of the Invincible Warrior Award. I mean, I've read her book. She talked about, you know, from Renaissance woman, from refugee to Renaissance woman. I'll just do it short. You know, guys, everybody here has challenges. It's life.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching things, heart-ripping things in life. But I got to tell you, there may be some people that grow up in a horrible situation, war-torn area, Vietnam. You don't know if you're going to make it to the next day. Bombs, blood, murder, bloodshed, killing. You have to hide your food so nobody else will get it. Any kind of goods or money that you may have, the communists may get it. And this is the kind of life she lived in as a little girl. Well, it got so bad where she had to, you know, flee the country as a little girl, and she left her family behind. And she never saw her father again. And I could go on and on as far as the family, which was just gut-wrenching stuff. But the thing is, she made this journey on a boat. She was a boat person. She was on one of these boats. And it wasn't like a nice little cruise. It was death-defying. There was blood, there were pirates, there was bloodshed, murder, killing, raping, everything. This little girl, she made it out.
Yeah.
She made it to a refugee camp. And that wasn't like a nice little place, too.
Yeah. It was like, congratulations, you've now made it.
Congratulations, you've now made it to like no man's land.
Yeah.
You're here. Okay, well, it was better than where she was. But in some ways, not a whole lot better either.
Yeah.
How was she going to get out of there? There was stuff still going on. Anyway, a long story short, somehow she made it over to the shores of the United States as a refugee. By the way, didn't speak English. You know what? She became the top student in her entire high school class.
Yeah.
Scholarship, academic scholarship, UCLA, top of her class,
Yeah.
master's degree,
Yeah.
doctorate degree.
Yeah.
Now owns 3 businesses,
Dental
three
school.
dental practices.
Yeah.
The dental
President of the
school,
alumni for a while at UCLA.
UCLA. She's a champion all over the place in every way.
Yeah.
A champion as a mom, a champion as a coach, a champion as a business person, as an entrepreneur. Emily's doing it.
Yeah.
Talk about somebody who overcame it
Yeah.
with some incredible odds.
And everyone's looking for more women leaders. And,
Yes.
You know, friend of Sharon Lecter's. I mean, it's all coming down. You didn't realize you were going
Oh.
to get this kind of introduction, did you? You're just like, get up there and just say who you are. I'm like, no, we're going to do this right.
No.
You're going to know who
No.
you're going to know who you are.
I'm definitely going to speak up for Dr. Emily Tran.
Yeah.
Because if there was one person who was going to receive the very first Invincible Warrior Award, who else could it be?
Yeah.
It was Dr. Emily Tran.
Yeah.
Very proud,
Yeah.
you know, to give that to Dr. Tran. I can assure you that.
Without
And,
further ado, Dr.
yeah.
Emily LeTran.
That wasn't the, like I said, that wasn't the one I paid him to do.
She's so modest.
So I'm going to have a short presentation. It's a little bit of my personal story and a little bit of teaching about marketing, which is why we are here. So, you're probably wondering who is Emily LeTran. They started telling the story a little bit. But I was born in the late 60s in war-torn Vietnam. So, growing up, like Steve said, what I saw were bombings, dead bodies, people fleeing villages, and a lot of propaganda. So when I was 8, my mother passed away due to cancer. And when I was 13, I left the country. That was back in 1981. Vietnam was going to war with China in the north and Cambodia in the west, and they were drafting all the young men. You're 18, you're going to war. So I'm a girl, I wasn't gonna be drafted, but my dad told me you're the oldest one in the family, so you need to go and help your aunt. So my aunt left with her two children, a couple of my cousins, my older brother, so I tagged along. And I never saw my dad again. So how many of you here have been on a cruise? A couple of people? Yes. Well, my first cruise was on a fishing boat just like that. It was about 50 feet in length with 60 people. We all crammed together like sardines. How many people here visited an exotic island?
He was born on one.
Oh, you were born on one. Which one's that?
Oahu.
Oahu? Well, that was my exotic island. It was a refugee camp where we lived in makeshift shelter with limited food, water, and electricity. So when I came to this country, my luggage were hope and faith. But just like David said, I started out with nothing. I used to stay up every night translating almost every word from English to Vietnamese so I could understand what was being taught to me. I have a picture here of the dictionaries. I used to have one like this. When I go to school, the teachers would be talking and it would be like noise to me. Kids may be laughing at me, I could tell because they're pointing, but it didn't matter because I didn't understand. I was just waiting for me to get home at night so I can pull out my dictionary and translate what I was learning. I used to deliver newspapers, so I would wake up every morning at 5, fold the paper, wrap it in a rubber band, and then go deliver by 6 a.m. Because people were going to work by 7. I used to sleep on the floor for several years because there were 10 of us sharing a 2-bedroom apartment. And I remember one time specifically, I took my car. I was in dental school. I went for a volunteer trip from UCLA to downtown. I took my car there. On my way back, the car died. And I had it towed back to the apartment, had enough money to tow it back to a shop close to the apartment. I took the car there and left it there, knowing very well that I have no money to get it out. Because my scholarship and my grant check were not coming until another 2 weeks. So I had to borrow money from my friend, who borrowed money from his family, so I could get my car out. So I was pretty driven when I like David said, I finished high school as a valedictorian. I went to undergrad. I finished undergrad in 3 years, Phi Beta Kappa and magna cum laude. Then I went to dental school. I did my dental degree and my master in oral biology together in 4 years. And once I got out, I got married, had 3 children. I bought my first dental practice, then I bought my second dental practice, and then the 3rd dental practice. Life was pretty good. I have the autonomy of dropping off my kids in the morning, get to work at 9, I would work until 2, then I would take off, go pick up the kids from school, either take them to the babysitter when they were younger or take them to work with me, come back to work at 4 and then work till 6. And that was my day. Then we would go home and we either cook dinner or sometimes we grab something, eating out. So life was good. And one day my son, he was in 2nd grade, he came up to me and he said, "Mom, next Tuesday at 11:30 in the morning, I have a recital, a recorder performance." So of course he expects me to be there. And I'm thinking, who planned this stupid schedule, right? At 11:30 in the morning, which means I have to leave work at 11, drive to school to be there at 11:30, sit down and watch the song for half an hour, drive back to work for another hour and a half, then drive back to school, pick up the kids, and repeat my routine. So I went to my daughter, she's 4 years older, and I said, "Jennifer, I don't remember having to go to see a performance in the middle of the day, like for Alan." And she looked at me and she said, "Mom, did have a performance, but you just didn't come. So that was when I made my decision that I'm going to do everything I could. I would invest the time and the money and the effort to learn how to draw the correct boundaries so I could maximize my potential at work, do everything I can, and still have time to be with my kids and not miss any special moments in their life. And so I just told you a little bit about my story. That's how I decided to become a high performance coach, to help other business owners achieve the same thing. So if you take a moment and think, what is your work story? Are you facing any challenges? And what is your reporter story? Are you at one of those moments where you need to make a change, you need to make a shift? So that's why we invite you here, so we can be all together, we can learn new things, we can use new strategies, so we can take our work and our life to the next level. So is that a good idea? Everybody want to hear me share some strategies?
Sure.
Yeah. So what I'm going to share with you tonight are 5 beliefs that would cost you millions. On the slide it says it costs me millions, so cost me millions, would cost you millions. And the first thing is the belief that self-aggrandizement, which means thinking that you're big, you're important, is bad. Does anybody ever have that thought? That you shouldn't be bragging about yourself. You shouldn't be showing off what you've done. Anybody in here have that thought? Okay. One of the things that you could do for yourself in business is to show off what you do. David had just touched on getting testimonials from other people. But in your own way, you can also show off without saying much. In my office, if you walk into my dental office, on the wall in the front, you have the diploma. And then to the right here is an article featured in Dental Town, which is the largest dental publication internationally. So there's an article featured about my story. And then on the right there are my books. So you see them here. There's a book about how to have a beautiful smile that will transform your life. There's a book about my story from refugee to Renaissance woman. And this one is called Commit to Embracing Your Big Life. It's a book about how to use business strategies to improve your business, and the foreword is written by Sharon Lecter, my mentor. So I don't have to say anything. The books are on the wall. People can see. On the other side is the hallway in my office, and you can see all of those are certificates and diplomas of all the classes that I take. So when the patient walks down that hallway, they just think that I'm really smart, right? And so you can show off like that and get people to understand who you are. Now, if you met me December of 2014, I'm just a dentist. That's how I would introduce myself. I don't really talk about myself. And now, if you would have followed me on Facebook, it's like I'm all over the place, right? I'm trying to show myself a lot, which is because I have a message, I have a mission, I want to share it. So this is an article that I was featured in a Global Women magazine, which is a magazine from the UK. So again, getting myself out there. Then I do a web radio show, interviewing thought leaders, promoting my friends, promoting other coaches. So this is just a picture from that radio show. Then I spoke on the TEDx stage. This was my 3rd time doing public speaking on the TEDx stage. The opportunity came, and I just took it. And then of course, after that, all I need to do is put up this picture, and I don't have to brag about it. And here's a picture of me with Forbes Raleigh. This is actually at an event with David Fagan. She is responsible for selling, I think, more than $2 billion
Yeah, she's
of
the
merchandise
$2
on
billion
TV.
infomercial woman.
On infomercial. So I took a picture with her. And I took her, you know, she was teaching at the event. So then after that I take a picture. So when you go to events and you see important famous people, take a picture with them. Because then you can use that in your, you know, on your website, in your writing, and letting people know that you learn from these individuals. The mistake number 2 is you do not spend dedicated time with smart people. Like if you think that you're the smartest one in the room, maybe look around and get out of the room. Go find another room. Okay? You should not be the smartest person in the room. If you want to learn, if you want to improve, you need to be in a room with people who are smarter than you. Does everybody here have a strong group that they belong to, that they connect with so they can learn? Yeah, everyone? Right? I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. This is one of our mastermind group. This is with Matt Browning. I think 2 of my friends are here. So we meet quarterly for a mastermind. So if you're not part of a mastermind, please find one and join. Now, I'm one of those people that I'm not just doing things by myself. I also want to be a role model for my kids. So here's a picture of my kids at CEO Space. They're doing their own mastermind at CEO Space. All teenagers. That's my daughter right here, and then my son is a little bit further back. But they're all sitting there just like the adults doing the mastermind. And then you want to hang out with, we said, smart people, right? These are my mentor and coaches. Sharon Lecter is my mentor. One of my coaches is Brendan Bouchard. And one of my other coach is Matt Browning. He teaches NLP. Does everybody in this room have a coach? Right. Mistake number 3 that can cost you millions if you do not have a continuity opportunity. Continuity means you get either a product or service, and you have people paying you every month. So, for example, you can have a membership site like LegalZoom, where you can go on there and download forms. You can have something like automatic shipping, like Kyani here, or Neria. How could you adapt this to your business? Anybody have any thoughts? How you could make that to adapt in your business?
Newsletter, product lists, putting out a different article every month.
And have people pay for it?
Sure.
Okay. So he's saying newsletter, you put out that people would pay you every month.
Information.
What can you do with pizza?
Pizza subscription.
Recipes, pizza subscription.
Are you doing that right now?
We're getting ready to.
Getting ready to.
Okay.
CPG magazine.
Okay.
We have our Forget About It radio show where I do recipes of the week and all this. And I'm on Eric Zollie's radio show on Saturdays. I do my recipe of the week there.
Okay. You can probably.
Getting it out there. We have a website that's coming out now.
Mhm.
So that's really gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful website. So,
You can also probably sign up corporations to do events with you. You know,
Right.
they would just do it, let's say, every quarter. They're gonna throw an event and you can cater.
right.
And you
That's
just
awesome.
sign them
That's
up
a great idea.
ahead of time.
Yep.
You know.
Thought of that.
Okay. Belief number 4 is to communicate mainly improvement versus opportunity. When you're presenting your product or service, don't just talk about what is going to improve, right? Which is features and benefits, right? Talk about the opportunity. What can it change? Like for me as a dentist, I can fix somebody's teeth and get them out of pain. Or I can talk to them about having a beautiful smile so they can create lasting memories. So that's the difference between talking about just the improvement in something versus the opportunity. I have, in my office, I have a referral contest. And so instead of doing a boring referral contest where people just refer their friend and family, I would have them refer and then they can win certain things. So this is one of our contests. You win $1,000 to go on a cruise. So that's an opportunity. Somebody who want to go on a cruise, they're probably going to be referring their friends. Belief number 5 is everybody should be my customer. Does anybody in here have that belief?
Mhm.
Yeah? You think everybody should be your customer?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? Because everybody got to eat, right?
You got it. Everyone loves pizza.
Well, the way
And if
the-
they don't, they will.
Right. Well, the best way to look at business is that you want to concentrate on the top 20% of your customers. So for example, let's say for example in your case, those corporations are probably in your top 20%, because every time they throw an event, they're talking about thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
right? You can also cater to the small parties, but what we mean here is not everybody is your customers. You look at the one that give you the most profits and concentrate on that. And that's how you can really scale your business.
And then when you have them at their events, they're gonna tell other people about your pizza and your product, of what you
Right.
have. And it's gonna go by word of mouth.
Right,
Like with our pizzeria on the boil, we never advertised. We didn't have to advertise.
right,
It was word of mouth.
right.
Preps Pizza's the best. I was in Philadelphia Magazine. I was in Daily News, Philadelphia Daily News, rated #1 pizza, Jersey Shore.
Yes.
All right up.
Yeah, word of mouth is great, but what we're talking about is having a platform,
Right.
doing multiple things to grow.
Right.
So word of mouth is only one thing.
So that
That's
you
only-
capture every audience.
Yeah, so
Right.
you do like you say, when you do radio, right?
Radio.
If somebody say, well, I like this pizza joint, and then you say, well, does your pizza joint have a radio show? Do they share recipes? So what makes you unique? What makes you different,
Right.
right? I want to talk real quick about Groupon. How many people in here use Groupon? Like, how many people take Groupon? You use Groupon as a customer, right?
Right.
How many people actually put Groupon out? No?
No.
Okay. So I did that.
I have.
You have?
Was
I
it-
did that before. Didn't work very well. But so here's a new thought. Let me see. I think I might just skip a couple of slides. Okay. So what you want to do? Let's say your business. Okay. And actually this is going to go right with you. Let's say it's your business and you're going to do pizza, right? So you can put out on coupon 20% off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or you can make it into a package,
Right.
right? So it's not about 20% off.
Right.
You
You could
use
have different
Groupon.
things.
Yeah, you use Groupon.
It's like a
to
value
give you-
pack. really.
Right, it's a value pack,
Right.
but I'll give you an example. For example, you can do a date night, okay? For your catering service. You're gonna give them valet parking, you're gonna give them a bottle of wine, maybe a special menu with romantic names, like her pizza, your pizza. You can do that.
We have that.
You have that,
Yeah.
okay? No, I'm talking
But
about.
not like that.
Right. Or
We
you
don't
can-
have, right now, we don't have a pizzeria.
Right.
Right now, we go and cater to events.
Right. But what I'm saying is.
I got you.
When you
So-
put the
Oh,
coupon
yes,
offer
right.
out.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
I
this
got you.
is the offer.
yes.
Right? So when somebody look at you, they can't compare. You know, it's funny.
Right,
Yeah.
it gives you an
Right,
edge.
right. Or you can make it into a family night, where they can come in, they pick their own music, they
Oh,
can
sure,
toss their own dough, they can name the pizza, or they get unlimited beverages,
Right.
right? I had a strategy call with a client today, and he said he's been interviewing a couple of coaches. So at the end of the call, I say, so, what do you think? And he said, well, your package is not like anybody else. So I said, okay. So he said, you know, I will really have to think about this because I don't present myself with just do this.
Right.
So that's one way. So if you use Groupon to get the traffic, right? Because a lot of people can see the Groupon offered like this,
Yeah.
so they can compare. And then you charge, obviously, premium price for something like this. Right? So one of my friends in one of the mastermind groups, she has a coffee and smoothie business. So she created the ultimate Hawaiian getaway without a 12-hour flight. Because she's actually lived back east, so it would take her 12 hours to go to Hawaii. But what she would give people, you know, exotic drinks, exotic smoothie, and Hawaiian coffee. And you can get all of that without actually going to Hawaii. So that's the name of her package.
That's cool.
Yeah. How do you keep your clients so they won't leave you? Anybody in here do newsletter? You do? Anybody else?
We're gonna be implementing that
You're
into
gonna
our
be implementing
next,
that?
yeah.
Okay, newsletter. One thing you want to do is you want to put in non-relevant content, meaning it has nothing to do with what you do, because otherwise it's going to get very boring.
Right.
Okay, so you can put in crossword puzzles, you can put in cartoon. This is one of my own newsletter. I have a list of names of all the patients that come into the office for that month. On the other side, announcing the referral contest. Because it's saying what's up in the offices, right? Announcing the referral contest, announcing that we do a free dentistry day for the year, announcing that we have a Facebook drawing. In your newsletter, you also want to tell stories. Tell your personal story. Tell them something that you do that is interesting. So this is again, another page of the newsletter. On the upper right there, you can see something that is not really directly related to dentistry, but has to do with food. On the bottom here, I introduced one of my associate doctor. And this is one of my favorite columns to write. It's called From My Bowl to Yours. So it's a goldfish. Goldfish name is Giggle, and she is my daughter, right? So every month, the goldfish is gonna brag about me in this column.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, here she say, the whole office is gearing up to do the free dentistry day. Down here she said, believe it or not, my sister and brothers are almost out of school. So the goldfish is talking like one of my children. But this is where you can brag about yourself without actually bragging. So give your newsletter some characteristics. In the newsletter, I would brag about something like this. This is Secret Knock, where I went. I actually have my kids ditch school to go to this event. And you can see that the two of them are up there. They're sitting around at this table. We're doing a little mastermind. The lady over here on the right-hand side, she actually is a writer for Forbes. And so we would brag about this experience in the newsletter. Or I can brag about me writing in the ATV with my mentor. Or I'm telling them how I'm getting to new heights.
That's cute.
The one on the right is actually a dentist. He teaches dentists how to do real estate, and the one on that right, and the one on this side, he's actually a writer for GKIC. And we're all in the same mastermind together. So when you do a newsletter, define your objective. Is it to increase referral? Is it to increase sales? Is it to improve retention? That way you can write your newsletter accordingly. So was that helpful?
Very much, very much.
Talk about? Okay, so that's basically what GKIC is. GKIC will be teaching you these kind of ideas. What you do is when you join GKIC, there's a monthly newsletter that is filled with these kind of ideas. And there's, like David has mentioned, there's conferences that you can go to meet like-minded people. The people who are very conservative, they only follow the norm. They only do whatever is normal. They probably will be repelled by GKIC because we tend to do something out of the box. So those are the days that are coming up. The Super Conference is coming up April 6th to 8th. There's going to be a boot camp May 18th, 19th, and then there's going to be an event with Dan Kennedy June 15th and 16th. So I'd like to invite you to come talk to either me or Chella about joining GKIC. We have a very special tonight. You can actually join, like a test drive, you can join for $19.95 for 2 months. And you actually get one of these packages, the whole package. This is called Lifestyle Liberation Kit. And it has CDs and a flash drive of a lot of marketing ideas. And every month, I'm not going to get a red envelope. This one is not red, but it has not a secret, but it has one particular strategy for you to use in your marketing. It's called a swipe file, and you get one every month. So usually when we get the newsletter, that's the first thing we open. Let's see what they're talking about this month, and the whole newsletter. So that's it. That's my little orientation about GKIC. I belong to I belong to a few organizations. GKIC is one, CEO Space is another one, and another group called Empowering a Billion Women by 2020. And I run these meetups, I go to networking events, and I try to hang out with the right people, like you guys. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, you come up and talk to me or Chella.
Thank you.
That's good, thank you.